the past few days, social media has been blowing up with talk about Yasuke Simulator. The journos are melting down over the fact that someone would mock Ubisoft. You, of course, have this title still climbing the Steam wish lists, and gamers are still using it to point and laugh at pathetic Ubisoft. But before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, obviously, I think it's great that Ubisoft is getting trolled because they, for years now, have said, oh, Shadows is going to be historically accurate, and they hired historians to help them do a good job on this game, which we know is complete and utter BS. This game is super historically inaccurate. It is not, by any stretch of the means, as accurate as thousands of other video games out there because, of course, you have them taking a more fictionalized approach to Yasuke. In real life, he was more of a retainer than a full-blown samurai. Putting that aside, though, we have Chinese architecture and accurate armor. We have reenactment groups banners in this game, and I know that they've said that they've removed them, but they still haven't separated them completely with the product because the official art book has those images in them. You have the collector statue with the one-legged Torige. The new release date has offended people. You even have shrine officials demanding that their landmark be removed from this game because they're upset it can be destroyed. Just a plethora of problems. But now Ubisoft has to deal with Yasuke Simulator. So I've talked about this a few times, but it says step into 1579 as Yasuke, the African samurai, and join Oda Nobunaga in his quest to unite Japan, master precise katana combat, uncover secret gear, and unleash ancestral power in this historically inspired, action-packed journey through feudal Japan. And obviously, it's a satire. It's a meme because Ubisoft's been saying Assassin's Creed Shadows is historically accurate, and it clearly is not. And these developers just decided, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to say it's historically inspired while you are going around shooting submachine guns and driving in modern day cars like Lamborghinis. It's absolutely hilarious that somebody took the time and effort to kind of put this project together. And I know that there are some like AI assets within this game. It's not supposed to be like a legitimate product, right? It's not supposed to be a full-blown experience. It's supposed to be a meme. But nonetheless, it's clearly getting the point across because there are so many people who are triggered over it. Even journos are putting out hit pieces. This is one that I find the most funny. It's by The Gamer. It says, AI parody Yasuke Simulator announces the same launch date as Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh my god, guys. This, quote, very, very blatant ripoff is going live on the same day. If Ubisoft was not scared of their game failing, they wouldn't care about this, neither would the journos. Those who have been crying about Assassin's Creed Shadows since it was revealed that Yasuke would be one of the characters who people could play as appear to think that this is a big own against Ubisoft. If it's not a big own, why are you so bothered by it? If the journos are this triggered over it, imagine how Ubisoft developers feel about this right now. Sure, I don't think that this is going to sell 1 million copies. I don't think it's going to get to the #1 seller on Steam, but it clearly has a lot of hype behind it because people are trying to prove a point to Ubisoft. Maybe if these studios didn't have people who were working on their social medias, like managers, who hated our guts and who actually discussed why we do and do not like a game, they could understand more, but they don't want to listen to us, so we have to get our point across some way. And as you can see, Yasuke Simulator is almost in the top 1,000 on the most wishlisted upcoming Steam games chart. It is sitting at 1,054 right now, and we still have 3 weeks to go, so I definitely think it'll hit like the 700 or 800 mark. That was my initial assumption, but gamers are also pointing and laughing at Ubisoft and saying, you guys are being mocked so ruthlessly by this one game that now, of course, you have the mainstream media running defense for you. It's absolutely comical. Pirate Nation had put up this post saying Yasuke Simulator, a direct AC Shadows competitor, releases on the 20th of March. And people are saying things like, I had an idea, what if we managed to get it higher on the wishlist charts than AC Shadows, which would be hilarious. I don't think that that's going to happen, but if it did, Oh my god, imagine how much more ticked off the people at Ubisoft would be. Finally, the true samurai experience. Press X to rewrite history. People are laughing at the name of the devs, which is just history accurate devs. The time I got reincarnated to feudal Japan in order to harass the Japanese. Bro, I'm legit crying right now. This is 100% game of the year. Truly the San Andreas remaster. We didn't know we needed. Finally, some historical accuracy. People showing that they did end up wishlisting it, saying, I'm doing my part. The trailer's hilarious. There are machine guns and cars in the game, and yet it's set in the 1500s. As they say, competition is good. There are even content creators like Cult Classic Cage who are saying that they're going to stream it, which is so funny. I know a lot of people have asked me if I'm going to, and I don't necessarily know if I will, just because, again, like, it is an AI thrown together game, but I might still put a few hours into it just to troll. Either way, though, I will be monetarily supporting it and downloading it just to try and do my part against Ubisoft, but I also will be streaming Assassin's Creed Shadows, unfortunately, because, you know, I've talked about it a lot. It is part of my job. I criticize journalists when they complain about a game and they don't play it. Like with Black Myth Wukong, they clearly, over at IGN, had not played the full thing because they were saying there were no women in the game when there was a full chapter with only female characters. So you could just straight up tell that they hadn't played it. So I'm still going to be streaming that, but I might on the same day stream a little bit of Yasuke Simulator as well, just because I think that it's absolutely fucking hilarious. There's people saying, so some troll devs made Yasuke Simulator and the release date is the same as AC Shadows. Can you imagine if this game outperforms Ubisoft's game? I don't think that's going to happen, though I do think that it's still going to get a couple thousand people in game. It's going to be seen as a meme for a long time, and I think that, yes, there are probably a few people at Ubisoft who are pretty pissed off at this because they think that they can do no wrong and they genuinely believe that they are being harassed, that all of our criticism is harassment, that, oh, we shouldn't be saying all of these mean things about them and their game. And I understand as a developer, when you've worked on something for years and years and years, you love it, you feel passionate about it, and you want other people to love it too. But these people take everything so personally, and it just makes them look absolutely ridiculous. Just because your creation is being criticized doesn't mean that you should take it so seriously. And if you want to take it seriously, try to prove us wrong. These studios could, but they never do. We started criticizing this game a year and a half to 2 years ago. In that time frame, it's been delayed several times. They've put like $50 million more dollars into developing it because of the delays. You would think that they would have actually listened to our feedback, and so far it doesn't seem like they really have. It's really only gotten worse and worse for them. And I can't say that I feel all that bad for these developers, that every move they're making is getting absolutely wrecked at this point. Just wishlisted Yasuke Simulator. This is going to outsell the American Shadows. Hands down, the historical accuracies alone are just great. So there's a lot of gamers right now who are pointing and laughing at Ubisoft, who are praising Yasuke Simulator and history accurate devs. And I do think that this is going to be a troll that is going to go down in the gaming history books. I, of course, will probably cover this again in the future, and I think that it's great that this is happening, but as of right now, it is still climbing the Steam charts. It's at number 1054. The media's melting down over it, and I bet that devs at Ubisoft are freaking out over this. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.